Hello, everyone. How are we doing today? Hi, everyone. How are we doing today? Please, I would like to know, hear from us how our day is going and where you're joining from. So if you're here with us today, you can just type on the comment box so I can see where you're joining from. All right. Okay. So very good. So, like I said earlier on, if you can hear me, I would like to know where you are joining from. So let's have a discussion today. And honestly, I'm looking forward to an interesting conversation with us. So just type on the chat box, okay? Herienta is joining from Ghana. That's actually nice. Welcome, Herienta. Who else? Who else? Who else? Your name and where you're joining us from today. Come on, Renta can't possibly be the only person here on the call. So I would like to hear from us. Just type on the chat box. Ebuka from Abuja, very good. MHS from Lagos. Who else? So welcome Ebuka, welcome MHS. Okay. Shogo from Nigeria, you're welcome. Blessing from Abuja, Dorothy from Nairobi. All right, so I can see some very interesting persons here. Yeah, Peter is from Edinburgh. That's very good. I like what I'm seeing here. So we're basically from all over the world, basically, different continents, different countries. That's awesome. So I'd like to hear from the rest of us. If you're with us, just type your name and where you're joining us from before we begin. So I want to get to know the, okay, Susan is from Canada. Good, very good. And Mark from London, UK. You are all welcome today. So yeah, I'm sure I have a lot more interesting persons than these on the call. So I'm looking forward to actually having an interesting session with everyone here. Now, so what are we going to discuss about today? A very, very popular topic. I'm calling it popular because a lot of persons, when we hear skill sets across the data ecosystem, we want to just classify all of them as data analysts. Yeah, when I tell people I'm a data scientist, they act like, what do you mean you're data? But when I tell them data analyst, they're like, yeah, they know data analyst. So they know, we all know what the data analyst is, or we've heard of a data analyst. Now, if you've heard of a data scientist and data engineer, just give me a thumbs up or a yes on the chat box. So you can put yes, no, yes, no. So if you've heard of data scientists and data engineering as well. So you can put a yes or no on the chat box because honestly speaking, from my experience, I get to meet a lot of people and they haven't heard of data science or engineering at all. Very good. Okay, so that's good. We've heard Ibukun has heard of them. Danjuma, Peter, Susan. Okay, that's very good. That's very good. So today we are going to actually discuss on these areas. We're going to look at these areas and try to differentiate between them, just so that we can better choose which the area that suits us. So I'm sure a lot of us here we already have some of us have an idea of what we would like to learn, area we would like to go into and get job, while some of us are still on the edge trying to make that decision. So either category you belong to, it doesn't matter. What we are here to do is basically what to differentiate who a data analyst is from a data scientist and also from a data engineer. So we'll be looking at three or four major things: the role, the skill, the salary, and the demand. All right. So welcome to today's session. Like I said, I'm looking forward to having an interesting discussion with us. Okay. So before I move on into that area of discussion, I want to brief us on Analytics. So we are all here today because of what? Analytics. We're not here because of Big Brother Nigeria or because of US national election. No, we're here because of Analytics, because Analytics organized this session for us to come, for me to come and actually give a brief lecture on this area, and we are here to listen. And this entire gathering is all because of Analytics. So what is Analytics? Analytics is an ed tech company, educational technology that helps Africans and people of Black community to learn premium tech skills and lower the entry barrier into tech. So you are someone that you've always had this interest to pivot into the tech industry. You know about the different tech rules, data science, data engineering, the plenty tech rules out there. Now you are wondering, which of them should I go into and how can I learn them? So Analytics basically provide that service for you. Which should you go into and how do you become this? All right, so that's basically what we do. We try to lower that barrier. So our service offering is aimed at building capacity and understanding across different tech fields, including data analytics, business analysis, data engineering, data science, financial analytics, HR analytics, Scrum, cybersecurity, AI engineering, and so on. Actually, a lot of service that we offer. And our facilitators are not just, should I say lecturers? No, they actually come in with their experience from the industry to come and train you on how you can seamlessly blend into this industry. All right. So they have both the theoretical and practical and basically the real life experience across these areas, and they're coming to share their experience and not just that, to pass on this knowledge to you. All right. So that's basically what the service we offer at Analytics. And as you can see, she's very happy joining Analytics. So let us move on to other discussion today. So our founders are Adeza Suleiman and Efemena Ibro. Now, these are founders. They have experts across this field, actually a lot of experience across this field. So they have worked in the industry for a significant amount of years, and they started Analytics for the purpose of where they identified the gap between the initial stage of you having interest and actually transitioning into this industry. So they know the struggle, they understand the requirements, and that's why they built Analytics to actually provide that service to you. All right. And also, I am going to introduce myself as well. My name is Asemuta Precious, a senior data associate at Analytics with over half a decade of experience developing machine learning solutions across diverse domains. So I have worked as a data scientist, a data analyst. I've worked with traditional data sets, machine learning, developing machine learning systems, and working with NLP and computer vision. And throughout this experience, I've had the opportunity to work across a cross-functional team, a team of data scientists, analysts, and engineers to develop end-to-end solutions. So basically, I have that experience, and also I am a senior data associate at Analytics that shares that experience with participants, training them and building competence so that they can seamlessly get into the industry and perform optimally. All right, very good. So enough of myself and the company. Now, let's look at what we are going to discuss today. So we're going to talk about we're going to differentiate the role of a data analyst from that of a data scientist and from that of a data engineer. So we'll look at a case study example, all right, and see where does the data engineer come into this industrial problem, and also see where does the data scientist come into this, and where does the data analyst come into this. So that way we can see the distinction between each roles, and we'll understand the one that best suits us. All right. Now we'll also talk about the different pathways you need to follow to become a data analyst, scientist, and data engineer. All right. And we'll also talk about the salary, the average salary for each roles, and move on to talk about what we can offer you at Analytics, which is our program, and also our growth internship program, and move on to a special offer for you. So I have a special offer for some of us here. All right. Very good. So the discussion is going to be around all of this. So make sure you are seated with your jotting notes and actually write down your questions. Try to get an understanding of what each role means and how you can see which role is best fits you. All right. So now moving forward, let's look at these roles. So we have a data analyst, data scientist, and data engineers. So first, I want to know, which of these tech roles interest you? For those of us that already have an area of interest. So which of these tech roles interest you the most? I want to hear that from us. So just send it to the chat box. Is it the data analyst, the DA, or the DS or DE? Data engineering, excuse me. Ibuku says data analyst, very good. Okay, Ebuka says data engineering, Uche, data analyst, data analyst, data analyst. Okay, okay. I see the DA is getting a lot of votes. So no data scientists in the house. Wow. Okay, data engineer. I can see another data engineer, Chika. Ah, Danjuma, you're a data scientist. Very good. We come from the same tribe, the tribe of data scientists. Susan says data science. Very good. Who else? Who else? Okay, now I can see more data science and data analysis. Very good. So we all have what an area of interest. Now, if you don't have any area that interests you yet, you can also put not available on the chat box. So I'll know those that are still trying to decide or indecisive or whatever it is, just to let me know that you haven't made that decision yet. You're trying to look for what best suits you. So you can put that on the chat box as well, and I'll go. All right. Now, good. So everything, all the discussion we are going to be making here are quite important. Okay, Mark is saying data science or data engineering. Very good. So if you want to get the slide for today's session, we're going to provide it to you. All right, just make sure you fill what the attendance form that is being sent to the chat box. Make sure you fill it. That way, you can get what the materials, whatever it is we'll be using for today's training, you get it. All right, so make sure you fill that attendance form. It takes less than a minute to fill. All right, very good. So now let's proceed with the training. So we have these three roles. Now, how are they different from one another? But before I move on, what I want to tell us is, whatever role it is that you have chosen to embark on, it might seem very difficult, maybe as a result of your educational background or your current line of profession. It might seem impossible that, this is just going to be really impossible. But I'll tell you this for free, all right? It always seems impossible until it's done. This is our motto for the year, because we have more than enough success stories to show you that is actually what's possible. All right. So we've done this for quite a number of persons. What I mean is transitioning from a different background, academic or professional background, into tech. All right. It seemed impossible until it's done. Personally, for instance, I studied mechanical engineering in school, but now I'm working as a data scientist. Now I have colleagues and friends that did pharmacy, that did marketing, that did art, and they are working as data experts. So it might seem like where you are currently is too far off from these specific areas, but I'll tell you. So we've done this for quite a number of persons. We have enough testimonials right here to go around. All right. So at the end of the session, like I said, we will be provided with slides, so you can watch as many testimonials as you want. All right. I'm going to play one of the testimonials later on for us to see. So here we have what Tony that landed the job as a benefits analyst within the NHS with full what sponsorship just after 1 month of training with us. Now, when it comes to getting a job, I know what you'll be thinking. You think you have to know the in and outs of data science or data engineering or data analysis before you can land a job. So we know how the industry is. We've been there, okay? So we can tell you for a fact how the industry is, that you do not necessarily have to know it all to land a job. But you need to have some certain level of competence, fine. But still, you need to be able to navigate the job market. You need to be employable. So those are other additional stuff we add to our program, okay? So permit me to just say all of this right now. Those are additional stuff that we've added that can help you land a job. For instance, you can see that some of our participants are landing job within months entry the training. So we give you tips on how to navigate the job market, tips on how to crush any job interview you find yourself, and so on. Okay, so that is discussion that we are going to get later today. All right, very good. So let us look at a very simple case study. a very simple case study to analyze these three different rules. Now, let's say you're working for a fintech company, any fintech at all, and they want to detect fraud. So they notice an uprise in fraudulent transactions or activities. Now, they want to develop a system that will be able to detect if a transaction or activity is fraudulent or not. Okay, if a transaction or an activity is fraudulent or not. So that is the system they want to develop. So this will require some form of programming and whatnot. Okay, it's going to require some technical aspect, of course. Now, the question is this. Okay, so let's just read through. SecurePay is a fintech company based in Dublin, Ireland, and they are they have noticed an uptick in fraudulent transaction in recent months. So the CEO, aware of the stake involved in letting fraud go unchecked, called upon the data team to devise a robust solution. So they know the implication that undetected fraudulent activities have on their business operations. So if they should keep letting it slide, it's going to affect their business, their overall revenue, and so on. So they are calling on the data team to develop a solution for this. Now, the data team is going to consist, a very robust data team, of course, should consist of three different subcategories. And there is the data analysis category, there is the data science category, and the data engineering category. Now, how can this combination of experts solve this solution? One solution, three different experts. So what is going to be their role in this broad solution that is about to be built? So that's how we are going to differentiate their roles, their responsibility, and the skills needed for each role. So first, let's look at this. Now, we are calling on the data team. If there's one thing the data team needs, it's what? Data. That is quite intuitive, is it not? A data team needs data to work with. Now, this fintech we're talking about is an already established company. So they have let's say a mobile application, a web application, ATMs, POS, and whatever it is that customers can use to interact with their service. They have different applications, software products that customers can use to access their service. Now, they collect data day to day from these customers. Let's think about it. It's like you going to a bank now just to make a withdrawal or to make a transfer. That transfer you made will be recorded somewhere as an information, a data. All right. So let's say you made a transfer via your mobile phone or through the web application or through the ATM or POS, whatever it is. That data has been collected from that device. So it has to be stored somewhere. It has to be stored somewhere. So now we are trying to look for which transactions are fraudulent or not. So we need data across all the transactions that are being made by customers on a day-to-day. But all that data has to be stored somewhere. Now, for that reason, we need someone to be in charge of that entire data storage and data flow. Someone needs to come in. And that is the data engineer. All right? The data engineers, their primary responsibility is to set up and maintain data infrastructure necessary for fraud detection. Now, this is a new solution that is going to be built in this organization. So we need to set up certain infrastructures that would aid this solution to be built. Now, one of these infrastructure is, the attendance link will be sent occasionally. Yeah, that will be sent to the chat box. Okay. So one of these infrastructure is the data storage. So data has to be stored somewhere so that others can access it and utilize it. All right. So that data is coming from, sorry about that. The data is coming from different areas now, from mobile applications, from web applications, from ATM, from POS, and it's going into different databases. Now, the data engineer would build systems that can connect all of these sources. As you can see, it's picking up data from the mobile app database to the data warehouse, from the web app database to the data warehouse, from the ATM database to the data warehouse, POS database to the data warehouse. Now, mind you, we know for a fact that not every data that this company collects from their user is about transactions. It's not going to be. But for the sake of this project, what we need to do is what detect what fraudulent transactions, right? So we need to have a central point where we have what all data across all the transactions that have been made, so that we can analyze just transactional data, just those transaction data. Okay. So for that reason, in this database, the data engineer would create a system that can extract this transactional data from these different databases to the data warehouse. So it's like building what pipelines. That's why we use that word pipelines a lot in data engineering. So it's like you just building a pipe that is going to connect from what the mobile data app database to this data warehouse. And these pipelines are going to be codes, of course, written in Python. Now, it's going to what have three major functions: to extract the data, to transform the data, and to load it into this warehouse. Okay, so that's what we have got, ETL. So if you've heard of ETL pipelines, it's to extract, transform, basically converting it to any form that is needed for what analysis ready, and what load it into what that data warehouse. So there's extract, transform, and load. So the data engineer is responsible for all of that, to what create pipelines that would what connect every database to the data warehouse. All right. So that is the function of the data engineer in this case. The data has to be what available for everyone to use. Excuse me. So when I say everyone, who am I referring to? We'll see that later on. All right. So as you can see, we have different data sources, and we need what an ETL pipeline, extract, transform, and load pipeline that would connect, pick up data from these data sources to what the data warehouse. Now, this data warehouse can exist in the cloud platform, AWS cloud, Azure cloud, Google cloud platform, and so on. Yeah, it could exist in different cloud platforms. Now, why this data is in this data warehouse? It can now be used for data by the data analyst and the data scientist. So you see that even before what analysis and modeling and creating the software that will be responsible for what detecting fraudulent activities, the data has to be ready first, so that those experts can utilize it, can pick it up and utilize it. So the data engineer is responsible for that entire what process. Now, let's say you want to become a data engineer. Now, you want to be capable of what's building such infrastructure that is responsible for data moving from one point to another in an organization. Okay, what do you need to learn? Now, this is what we teach here at Analytics. First, we give you a very robust introduction into data engineering, show you different aspects of data engineering that ordinarily you would not know just by looking at it at a surface level. So we take you through that, and we teach you what structured query language. Now, why is this language very important? Remember, I talked about what's moving data from the database. Now, this structured query language is a language that you can use to interact with these databases. So since you as a data engineer, you're going to be working with database a lot and creating infrastructures around it, moving data from one point to another, you need to know the language that you can use to interact with this database, which is what SQL, which in full is what structured query language. Now, when you are done with structured query language, what are you going to move on to? Python programming language. Python programming language will be used for what? Building these pipelines, okay? Writing the logic behind what the data movement from extraction, transforming, and loading. And you also need to understand some Linux command as well, because it's very important as a data engineer. So for that entire process, you need to understand Python programming language and Linux. So we are teaching you all of that. Now, we'll move over to building custom pipelines. So yeah, you need to understand how you can build custom pipelines that can interact with databases, that can utilize APIs, and so on. All right, how to build, maintain, and even use an API. Okay, now, Apache Spark. These two you are seeing right here. Why is it relevant? Spark is a big data tool. You imagine the amount of transactions that happen in a fintech company on a day-to-day. So many dates, so many transactions happen. So imagine having to move gigabytes and terabytes and large amounts of data, like even larger than that. So you need to understand what big data tools that you can use to manipulate large data. That's where Apache Spark comes into. And also Apache Airflow helps with what? Automation of pipelines. So say for instance, now I'm creating a pipeline where I want a situation whereby at the close of every day, 6 p.m. every day, that's when the data in the database move towards the data warehouse. And the next day, all the data, the incoming data, the next day are going to accumulate here in the database, of course. And then it will have a trigger, more like a time-based trigger or an event-based trigger, whatever it is. So that sort of automation, you need orchestration tool like Apache Airflow, and also AWS Cloud Engineering, which is very relevant because you'll be working with cloud platforms. So your data warehouses will be stored, will be hosted by cloud platforms and so on. Now, version control is also a very important tool. Version control, I'm just going to explain it now because you might see it in data science as well. So version control, let's say I write an article about my favorite food today on Microsoft Word. And tomorrow I realize that this article is not very articulate. I want to rewrite it. I edit what I already have written on that article, on that Microsoft. Now, the day after that, I also make and edit some changes to that write-up. And I keep making changes to the write-up day after day. Now, what if one day I wake up and I say, you know what? I want the very first version I wrote, the very first version of this article I wrote. Now, version control is a tool that would help you manage different versions of your code, such that when you are making changes, it remembers the original state of your code. So if for any reason you want to get the original version, it won't be possible for you to do because the version control tool, which is GitHub in this case, is going to have like, let's say a memory of every version of that code you've written. So that helps you. Basically, version control is very useful for anybody writing code, very useful for data engineers since you'll be creating pipelines and writing complex, designing infrastructures and so on. So if any changes are made within your code, you want a version control that monitors the versions from another. So let's say version 1 from version 2 and so on. And ChatGPT and GitHub Pilot, GitHub Copilot is also very important. Now we are in the age of AI. So one thing you can do for yourself is use AI tool to your own advantage. Use it to make your work a lot easier. All right. So that is it for data engineers. So you see now that by the time we've run you through this entire program, you have a deep understanding of what data engineering is, the tools required for it, understanding how to use those tools while working alongside real life case studies. So, okay. So our timeline for the data engineering program is a 5-month program. You learn for 3 months and do 2 months internship. So this 2 months internship is focused mainly only on projects. So here you are working on projects aside the ones you worked on while in learning in class. So you'll be working on strictly projects only this time around. So we have live classes on Saturdays and Sundays. Now, Saturday classes are 3-hour class on Saturday. Now, it's usually between 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. West African time, or 11 a.m. Or the morning class, which is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. MST, and so on. So we have different class, as you can see. And we also, excuse me. All right. Very good. And also on Sunday, we also have we give you a self-paced watch me do it video. Now, the advantage of this watch me do it video is because if you are someone that let's say you don't learn as fast as you consider yourself to be a slow learner, that's not something you have to worry about because these videos are self-paced. You are moving at your pace, pausing the video, and you always have the liberty to contact your facilitator or trainer to ask questions relating to the video, and so on. And we also have Wednesday 1-hour sessions where you just come to ask questions on what you've learned. You're asking the facilitator, oh, I saw this, I'm not very clear about this, and so on. So these are what we offer to help you get a good understanding of what this concept in data engineering. Now, what are the different careers that you can start when you've completed what a data engineering program? Now, am I just streamlined to apply for only data engineering roles? No, those that you can also what spread your wings to. And they are very numerous, basically, because a lot of hiring agencies or HR, they tend to come up with different names for roles that are quite similar to what you are doing. And you see things like data engineering, of course, big data engineer, data architect, cloud engineer, ETL developer, BI developer, analytics engineer, database administrator, and so on. So these are different roles that you can apply for if you have a good grasp of these two toolkits that we are going to train you on. So you are not what's streamlined to only applying for data engineering role, but instead you can also apply for these roles. So are we following so far? I would like to get our feedback on the chat box. So type yes, no. If you're following, you can type yes. If you're not, if you're just joining or you're so whatever it is, just let me know if you're following so far. Okay, Gabriel, very good. I can see some yes on the chat box. Following. What about the rest of us? You can type yes or no to let me know. Very good. So good to know we are following. Very good. So now let us look at what the data analyst this time around. Remember our fraud detection problem. We are still on that problem. All the data engineer has done successfully for us is what help us get the data we need. The data that relates to this problem. So what is left for us to do? Now the data analyst will come now and flex his or her muscle. Okay. So now the role of a data analyst is to what uncover insights. Now that's a very, very big word because data is what unrefined information. That's what we call it. So it's like cassava. You want starch from cassava. You have to extract that starch from cassava. Same way you have to mine out the information from data. And our data engineers, as you can see her here, she's just folding her arms and smiling. As you can see her, they are well, our data analysts rather, they are well competent for these specific tasks to perform what descriptive and diagnostic analytics. So what are they basically doing? They are what? Summarizing and interpreting historical data to understand changes over time. So we are faced with fraudulent activities. So what information do we have about our data? Can we use to understand how these fraudulent activities are happening? Okay, excuse me. Now, those insights that we need is the data analyst that will go deep into the data and bring out those insights. So descriptive analytics and diagnostic analytics are two different types of analytics that the data analyst can perform. All right. Now, descriptive, summarizing and interpreting historical data to understand changes over time. This will be used to provide a clear and detailed view of what, excuse me, transactional activity, geographical analysis, customer behavior, fraud activities. So yeah, we are looking at, as the word implies, descriptive analytics. We're trying to describe what is happening. So we're going to say, what insight can we find from the data? So they analyze, let's say they analyze and they find out that, oh, 90% of our fraudulent transactions are coming from customers that are from within this demographic range. Okay, they are in this country, they have this age range, they have credit scores within this range. What can we find? How can we describe the situation that is happening? So what can we use to describe what is going on here? That's what the data analyst is looking for. Activity. So this could be transactional activity. Is it that the fraudulent activities happen at night only, or within this certain time range, or they tend to have this set of patterns, they tend to occur within this time of the year? Whatever it is, whatever information you can find to describe what is happening to the company, that is descriptive analytics. So yeah, we are painting a broad picture of the scenario. Now, if I should ask you, what happened to you yesterday? What went on yesterday? You see, you'd be describing situation. Oh, I went to church, and the moment I got to church, I did this, I did that, I did that, and this happened. So you're describing the situation. Same way data analyst tries to describe the situation of what an event using data. So you need to be able to tell a story there with your data. All right. That information is not coming from your own personal perspective or bias. It's coming from the data. Now, diagnostic analytics is also a very interesting aspect because this goes beyond just simply describing what happened. Here, we want to explore what actually occurred in order to dig deeper into these anomalies and understand the cause. So here, what the major issue is now is, what is the cause of that event? So if I say yesterday, I was very hungry, I did not eat to noon, I did that, I'm basically describing what my day was yesterday. Now, if you ask me, why were you hungry? And I tell you that I was too lazy to make myself breakfast. And I tried to order food, it wasn't working. So yeah, I'm going to the why of what's happened, why it happened. I'm basically trying to tell you why what's happened. So that is what diagnostic analysis, you're trying to find the cause. Okay, so you say things like root cause analysis coming here. We're trying to get to the roots of the problem. So a data analyst does that. So you see, what the data analyst is like the data engineer just bring this big box of data for you on your table, bang. And the data analyst is digging into that data to find what is the problem. What can I attribute to this problem? Remember, what is the problem? What can I attribute to be the cause of this problem? So they are digging deep into that box of papers and files and looking for information that will help. So that is what descriptive and diagnostic analysis. So you see, that is the role of the data analyst, to uncover insights. The deeper you go, the more you see. The more you look. In this case, if you stare into the abyss, you will see more about the abyss, okay? So the deeper you go into the data, the more information you find, all right? That is the role of a data analyst. So now, what do you need to know? And what are we going to teach you to become a very good data analyst? First, we'll teach you problem solving. Because your entire job role would involve around looking at a business problem and trying to go into your data to see what information you can find that would help solve that business problem. So you need to understand certain techniques, different techniques that can be used for solving problems, business problems. And these techniques are very flexible. So even if you are working for a health organization or a financial organization, you can utilize it. Okay, so you are faced with a problem, you need to have different problem solving skill sets at your disposal so that you can tackle it effectively. And then we'll move on to the technical aspect, which is teaching you Excel. Excel, you know. Trust me, you might think you know Excel, but there is a lot about Excel. Excel is a very powerful tool. So, and a lot of organizations still use Excel. We still get participants that go to job interview and they are tested on Excel only, and they get jobs with just their Excel. Excel is a very, very powerful tool to use to handle and manipulate data. So we go into teaching you how to play around with data, how to extract information from data, create dashboards that explains the situation of what's going on in that data. So explaining, so we teach you all of that using Excel, and we also teach you what's structured query language. Because as a data analyst, we've discovered that a lot of organizations now, they want you to have a bit of understanding on how to interact with the database. So for that reason, we teach you structured query language. And we'll go into business intelligence tools like Power BI. Here we teach you how to create interactive dashboards with Power BI, create dashboard reports, KPIs dashboard, whatever it is with Power BI and Tableau. So these are very powerful business intelligence tools, and you see how you can connect them with your database such that when new data is flowing in, your dashboard gets updated and so on. So we teach you more on that aspect, how to tell a story, how to uncover insights using this set of toolkits basically, and also data storytelling. So if you've noticed, when I mentioned descriptive and diagnostic, you need to know how to present information. So for that reason, we teach you how to tell stories with your data, using these business intelligence tools. So you need to know how to communicate that information, because you'll be communicating with stakeholders that are not technical persons majority of the time, and some of them might be technical persons if you're lucky. So you need to know the best way to communicate an information such that it is easy to grasp. So you don't want to confuse your stakeholders with excessive jargons and complex numbers here and there, and it is just the information is just all over the place. No, you need to find a way to what? Arrange that information so that it builds up. So if I tell you, imagine I start describing how yesterday was to me, and I start describing it from how it ended, and I jump to the middle, and I jump back to how it ended, and I jump back to the beginning, just moving in a disorderly manner across the story. You wouldn't get the information I'm trying to give you. So to be able to communicate, I need to find the best way to what? Organize that entire information. So that's why data storytelling is very important for a data analyst. Teach you how to organize that information in a chronological manner, and it's easy for a non-technical person to understand. The best visualizations to use, how to what? Arrange them, and so on. And we also show you how to utilize ChatGPT and Microsoft Fabric for analytics. So you need to know how to use these AI tools to your advantage. We are in the era of AI. You need to adapt or what? Get left behind. So we are making sure that you are staying ahead of the curve by teaching you how to use this set of tools to what? Stay at the forefront of what? These innovations. So it makes your job easier. It makes you faster, it makes you more effective. All right. So this stuff can be used to your advantage. If you notice, it is placed at the end of your training and not at the beginning. So first, we make sure you get competence across these levels before we show you how to what? Get optimal performance using AI tools. If not, if we show you the AI tool first, you might just start cheating your way across your training. So instead, we show you, after you have what learned these tools, we show you how to what? Get better at it or work faster with these tools, with these AI tools. All right. Also, so what's the learning timeline for the data analysis program? Is a 4-month training, 3 months learning, and 1 month of internship. And we have what? Morning and evening class, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. So depending on your time zone. And we also have the evening class, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. West African time. And you also get videos that are diving deep into what theoretical concepts, giving you what good understanding of what both theory and the practical aspects. So your live class is focused on what practicals. So you watch the video from Sunday to Friday, and on Saturday you get a class where you are doing practical focus, what exercise to what reinforce that information or that knowledge you've gotten from these videos. So it's a combination of two different what learning approach that will make you be able to keep up with the training, even if you are a slow or fast learner. All right. So are we following to this point? Are we following? I would like to get a feedback from us. Are we following? Yes, okay, very good, very good. So I like getting feedbacks a lot. So make sure that I'm not just speaking into the air. And so good. Thank you guys for engaging me. That's very good. I appreciate. So that is it for data analyst. Now, as a data analyst, you can apply for roles that are data analyst roles, business intelligence roles, supply chain management analyst roles, product analyst, sales analyst, customer insight analyst, and so on. All right. So there are quite a number of roles that you can apply for. So you don't have to limit yourself. You don't have to. And I see quite a number that are not listed here. So you don't have to limit yourself. So having this wide range of ability to apply for jobs increases your chances of landing a role, honestly speaking, instead of strictly looking for just one specific role. All right. Very good. Now, the data scientists, my people. So if you belong to this clan, you belong in my clan because I'm a data scientist. All right. So what do we do now? Our data engineer brought this bag of data. Our data analysts dug into that data and they gave us some interesting insights on what is happening and why those things happened. Now, do we need a data scientist? Of course we do. All right. So what do? We develop what? Predictive models and machine learning. So a data scientist is focused majorly, all right, mind you, majorly on what predictive analytics. But still, because you will be working with data, I'll explain what predictive analytics is. Because you'll be working with data, you still need to have some form of knowledge on how to perform descriptive and diagnostic analysis. So these are the primary roles of a data analyst. A data analyst specializes in this area and they go deeper in it. So, but you just need to know, understand how to conduct basic descriptive and diagnostic analysis. Now, your role majorly will be on predictive analytics, because what we want to do is flag transactions that are fraudulent on time, terminate them on time. So to do that, we have to be able to see it before it happens. So we are the guys that do this Dr. Strange stuff. We basically look into the future and tell you, I've seen 10,000 possibilities and Thanos is going to win on one of them. But anyway, I'll be all of them. But anyway, what I'm saying is, you basically you're trying to look into the future and say, we're not doing some superstitious stuff here. No, we're not. But we are developing algorithms or models rather that will be able to flag fraudulent behaviors. So if a customer is having attributes of being fraudulent, say they are having traces of that are similar to those that tend to be fraudulent from our past observations. So our model needs to be able to flag that customer on time. So predictive analytics involve developing statistical model and machine learning model. When I say machine learning model, these models are just they're basically on their core, they are mathematical models, okay? But on the surface level, they are basically like developing a tool that will be able to perform that prediction for you, such that if a customer is having certain patterns in their behavior that they are moving like, yeah, someone said data prophet, say that's nice one. So they are having patterns already and they are starting to look like they are going to be fraudulent. We want to be able to spot them on time. All right. So these models will be aimed to detect fraudulent transaction. So model development, testing and validation, implementation, continuous improvement. But I have a question for us. Why the word scientist? I mean, for data engineers, I can understand that they are engineers because they are designing a system. So when you want to design a system, you are looking at the requirements and you are looking at the resources and you are building something that would be sufficient to satisfy that requirement. So you are designing to use, you are designing for specification. Someone designed a chair. He knows the weight that chair can accommodate. So you are designing infrastructures. So they are called engineers. Data analysts, they are analyzing situations, uncovering insights. So they are called data analysts. But why data scientists? I'll tell you this, because often when you want to build a predictive model, there are different ways to go about it. There are numerous algorithms. See algorithms like step-by-step process you take to get to a particular result. Imagine I want to cook jollof. And let's say my colleague here, Fokbe, she's on call here, she wants to cook jollof. She might take a different approach to make jollof rice. I will take a different approach to make it. So the step-by-step approach we are taking is what we consider algorithms. Our algorithm is different from mine. So for that reason, a jollof will taste different from mine. I'm sure mine tastes better anyway, but a jollof will taste different from mine. So that way, you are trying to build a predictive model that will you're trying to build a predictive model. Now, we have different algorithms that you can take to build that model. So now, how do you find the best way to go about it? That's where the scientists come into play, because you will be performing experimentations a lot. So testing and validation, implementation. So you have to experiment with different technique. Oh, you try this technique A, see the results the model is giving you. You try technique B. Now I'm looking for the best algorithm, the algorithm that is going to give me the best performance. Now, all these algorithms are going to perform differently depending on the type of data you have. So you cannot, at the very beginning, tell who is naturally going to perform best. Although some algorithms tend to perform a lot better, but still, those algorithms are more complex, so they tend to consume more resources, and they are difficult to interpret. So you see, there are a lot of considerations to make here. So you have to experiment. So it's like trying different ways to cook that rice, that jollof rice, and testing all of them to say, okay, since my stakeholder, which is my boss or whoever, says he wants their jollof rice to be very spicy, a lot of salt, pepper, and whatever. I don't know why they want that anyway, but they want it to be spicy. So for that reason, I have to look for the algorithm that will give me that very spicy results. Okay, same way we are trying to detect fraudulent transaction here. Now we have to look for the model or the algorithm that will give me the best possible model that can detect the most fraudulent transaction based on certain criteria. So that experimentation is where the scientist's word is coming from. So you're a data scientist. So you are picking up this data, taking it to your laboratory, The Jupyter Lab or Jupyter Notebook is a tool, and you are experimenting, looking for the best way. So it's a very interesting process because you find yourself understanding the trade-offs across different algorithms, which technique tends to give the best, and so on anyway. But the idea is this predictive analytics is what your major focus will be on. So now you see where you come in inside this fraud detection project. You are developing a model, the final solution, a model that can perform that. All right. So that is what the data scientist does. All right. So you develop this model. Now you also develop the model based on certain conditions. Oh, where are we going to deploy the model? Are we deploying this model on our in-house software? Let's say they have a software they use to monitor customer behavior. We want to deploy this model on that software such that while customers are going about their day-to-day transaction, any fraudulent activity will be flagged beforehand. So however it is, all right? So that's where the scientists come into play. So experimentation is what? A very key part of your role. Now, because of this, you need to know statistics. Very important. Because I'm picking up a data and I'm studying the properties of that data to know. First off, looking at this property of the data, what set of algorithms should I filter out based on my reserve knowledge that they are going to do very poorly? Okay, I'm studying the variance, the mean, and other descriptive and statistics about that data to understand the properties of the data. And we also will teach you how to perform a predictive and forecasting analytics using Microsoft Excel. So Excel, that you are seeing to be a very small tool because it's very popular, you can develop predictive models on Excel and forecasts and forecasting techniques. You can do that all in Excel. And also, we teach you how to perform data visualizations on Tableau. So we'll show you how you can create a very beautiful dashboard in Tableau, a dashboard that communicates your findings, maybe from your model, from whatever it is, okay? And also, you need to know how to interact with database. So you see, all three experts, the data analyst, engineer, and scientist, know how to interact with the database. Your responsibility might not primarily require you to interact and fetch your data by yourself from this database, but it's best you know it. Why? Because a lot of recruiters are looking for people who at least know how to do that. All right. And also, Python programming language is very important because your algorithms, when you're handling larger data, working on complex problems, you want to do that using Python programming language. Okay, Python programming language. All right. So Python programming language, you can develop models that can perform this prediction for you. All right. And also, we'll go into showing you how you can do things like exploratory data analysis with Python, how you can dig into data, explore the data. So now, at this point, what you are doing, you're exploring the data to see what insights you can find, not for, I won't say for the business per se, but insights you can find that will help you know the choices to make in your modeling phase. All right. So when we are exploring the data, we are understanding the properties of the data and also getting insights on what property of this data is going to affect the modeling aspect of this solution. Very important. So does the data have outliers? Does okay, I don't want to go into explain what outliers are, but there are a lot of things that we can see about the data to understand, okay, these are the algorithms I should use and experiment with to create a model for this. And when we talk about algorithms, that's when you go into machine learning. So what is machine learning? Machine is learning. Very simple stuff. Trying to teach your machine to learn. So your machine is the one that's going to do the prediction at the end of the day. So I see a lot of memes on social media here and there. They call our laptops the real data scientists because they are the one doing the prediction at the end of the day. Okay. So what you did basically is try to teach your computer patterns in the data. So that's why it's called machine learning. The machine will learn patterns on the data such that when it sees those patterns again, it will recognize that this pattern belongs to the fraudulent transaction cluster, or let's put it that way. Okay. So that's machine learning. It's a very broad field. So we'll walk you through it. There is supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and so on. Different aspects of machine learning. And we'll move over to teaching you what computer vision. This one also gives you another edge in the job market, because these days we are seeing AI. I'll tell you this for facts. AI is basically an extension of data science. All right. So the people that develop this AI system, they are data scientists at the end of the day, but they focus either on computer vision, natural language processing, or so on. They focus on different aspects. All right. Now, one computer vision is very simple. You're trying to give a computer the vision. They're trying to give your computer vision. Let's look at the word the way it is. Your computer is having vision. Think of a situation whereby computers have vision, like your face recognition system, like your plate number detection system, your whatever it is, whatever it is that a computer can use to what detect objects. Okay, visual image. So if I should pick up your iPhone and I put it on my face, why is it that it doesn't unlock your phone automatically? If not the fact that there's a model, there's a computer vision model on your phone that has already understood certain features on your face, such that when it sees those features, you know that this person is precious. This person is not precious. Okay, so computer vision is a very broad field. All right, and we also teach you version control. So I explained version control where I talked about when you're writing code, you want to monitor different versions of the code and so on. ChatGPT and GitHub Copilot for coding. So you want to use these AI systems to your advantage, and also Microsoft Fabric for analytics. So there are other additional stuff we are bundling and giving to you to make sure that you are well versed in the field. All right. So to become a data scientist is just a 4 months training, which is 3 months of training and 1 month internship. 3 months for learning, 1 month internship. 1 month internship is focused on what? Projects. So you need to see what our interns are doing. They are developing systems that can look at a text and understand the sentiment of that text. They call it sentiment analysis, things like that. So you build solutions around that. Be it and basically natural language processing. How are you able to understand the emotions just by looking at how is the computer able to understand the emotions just by looking at certain words? So if I write, I'm not very happy with this book, and that is a review I gave to a book. So my sentiment analyzer is going to look at that text and say, this is a negative comment or this is a positive comment. Why is it that the moment you type something inappropriate on Instagram, Instagram tells you that it flags that word as this is not accepted. If not for the fact that they have a system that understands the semantic meaning of those words, and not just the words in itself, but also the words in the entire context. So it's looking at the context of that word and the word itself to understand. So yeah, our internship program is basically robust, honestly speaking. So the Saturday live classes, we have class 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. West African time. And we also have classes from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. West African time. And we have self-paced watch me do it video for you to follow through. So these videos will take you through the theoretical and practical aspect as well, because that's why it's called watch me do it. So you watch him run through some theoretical concept and some practical concept, and you implement it on your own end. So you are doing and learning at the same time. And on Saturday, we focus on a case study and tackle that case study in class. So this is a very practical method of learning. And honestly speaking, is the best way to learn in the tech space, because no matter how much you study, you might just find yourself studying for the next 5 years and still feeling competent. So no matter how much you study, you need to work on projects. We understand that. That's why from your very first class, we're already introducing you to case studies, business problems, and how those business problems can be solved. So data scientists, you can apply for the data science role, fraud analyst role, data analyst role, pricing analyst. So these are the different roles that you can apply for. All you have to do is look at the required skill sets, and you see that these names are just what names at the end of the day. When you look at the skill set, the job description, we also run you through how to Basically, I'll try apply for jobs and I'll explain that later on. So when you look at certain things about a job, you can tell that, yeah, I can apply for this. And because of this, the skills, the tools you're learning, it gives you the leverage to apply for these roles. All right. Now, let's look at the average salary across these roles, okay? The average salary across these roles. So the salary range, they vary, honestly speaking. So on Glassdoor, we have an average, actually median, okay? So I'm going to say this here. I will not explain to you why we are using median. But I believe my participant in data science team that, and even data analysis that we've taught statistics, they understand why we are using median annual salary and not average or mean annual salary. So if you want to learn that, come and sign up for our program. But anyway, the median annual salary is what? For data analysts is about 87,000 to about 138,000. That for data scientists is 127,000 to 206,000 annually, and data engineer 109,000 to 162,000. So take note, these salaries, they vary. They vary based on a lot of factors. One, location. They also vary based on skill level. The level you're applying for, is it entry level, intermediate, or senior level? And a lot of things, and the organization as well. So this is just to let you know for a fact that the salaries are rewarding, highly rewarding. Now you're saying data, if someone is asking if a data science is more profitable than what data engineer, like I said, this salary range are coming from Glassdoor, general perspective, all right? But it depends on the organization you're working for, your location, like I said, the role, and so on. But in all of them are very rewarding. You can earn more than a data scientist as a data analyst, depending on the organization, your country, whatever it is, okay? So there are a lot of factors that can contribute to your salary. And someone is asking for Power BI. So the thing about a data science needing Power BI, Power BI is a business intelligence tool, and so is what? Tableau. So what you are focusing on is your ability to create interactive dashboards. Tableau gives you all of that feature as well. Okay, so Power BI is mainly for our data analytics program, because they, honestly speaking, data visualization and communication with dashboards are not the core responsibilities of a data scientist, but it's a nice to know. That's why we introduced Tableau into it. So with Tableau, you'll be able to build a very beautiful dashboard. Trust me, a very good dashboard. I know you even build dashboard with Excel as well. If I'm being honest, we'll teach you how to build dashboard as well. Even as a data scientist with Excel. Okay, so you're not missing out when it comes to data visualizations. So now, I believe we've all followed through with the explanations I gave. Now I want to know, what role are you interested in? So if you were still confused, still thinking about which should I do, looking at what the responsibilities, looking at these skill sets you're going to learn, which role intrigues you the most? Because I'll tell you this, whatever background you have, academically or professionally, it doesn't matter here. You can fit into any role. But what you need is interest. So pick a role that interests you, looking at the different responsibilities and tools, and go into it. So if I wake up tomorrow and I say I want to become a data engineer, I can. I know that all it takes is study, practice, and learning. Yeah, that's all it takes, honestly, dedication. So I can. So it's all about having the interest at the end of the day. So I have explained 3 different roles. Went through the salaries, their roles, their responsibility, how they fit into the entire thing. Now, I want you to pick a role that interests you. So Salami says, I've been stuck with data analyst, but DS looks interesting. I'll see, Sha. Yeah, I can understand. So just like I said, we'll provide you with the slide, the recording of this session, so you can always go through it over again and make that choice. All right. So I'm asking us, Ibukun, data scientists. These are my people. Who else? What role interests you the most? So I would like to hear from us. So just type it on the chat box which role you are interested in. I'm more interested in data analytics. Beautiful. All right. Beautiful. Peace is DS. Beautiful. All right. Yeah, we're going to talk about pricing later on. Data analytics and so on. Very good. So I can see that we have interest in these roles. Now, why should you train with analytics? Why should you come and work with us or train with us rather? I'll tell you, there are certain information you get here that you won't find elsewhere. I know for a fact, and I'm telling you for free. Let me show you. Let's walk you through. One, we have what phenomenal achievements helping people get jobs. Every cohort after cohort, we help people get jobs. People that are transitioning from different roles, people with no computer science or mathematical background. We train you and equip you on how to get jobs. So getting a job is a skill set on its own. And I will show you how other programs that we have to help you develop that skill, how to navigate the job market. All right. Now we've helped about 2,000 plus people transition from their classroom to their first job. I kid you not. Constantly doing that from cohort to cohort. And we also have industry standard facilitators and curriculum. So we have facilitators that have worked in the industries. They come here to give you that first-hand training. Personally, I am a facilitator, and we teach you with a an industry-based approach where we are explaining what you likely see in our industry. We are presenting a case study and tackling that case study end to end in the classroom for you to see, and you will also participate in that solution. So you get that first-hand understanding of how to approach a problem and how to resolve it, and also blended training to accommodate every learning style type. Basically, this is one thing we are very big on because we know our class can have a mixture of experts and non-experts. So we try to move at the pace of everyone. So what we do here is basically engage people in our classroom, same way I'm engaging you, more detailed anyway, because they go as far as calling you by names and trying to understand how well you understand the concepts and going deeper into these concepts, and also moving according to the pace of our participants. And we have our tailored sections, positions to help you land a job. Now, this is very important. You want to get a job, right? I know you are coming here to get a job. I know you want to learn data science, not because you just want problem, always. No, but because you want to land a job and you want to earn a living with this. So for that reason, we have certain things like CV review sessions, LinkedIn optimization sessions, interview preparation sessions to help you land a job. So I'll just proceed and I'll dive deeper into that. All right. So these are some of the reasons. But how we position you for success in the job market, we have a 3-layered approach. All right. So talking about the job market, remember I said that navigating the job market is a skill set on its own. So I have conducted interviews as well, and I've been in interviews. So I also have experience with that. And honestly, when we have candidates that have gotten to interview phase, they book a session, a one-on-one session where we dissect the job requirements, the company, the role requirements, their CV, and prepare them in a way that can make them help present themselves as the best candidates for that role. Because you have to do that. We know you have the skill sets. We know you are competent. So you need to be able to let your interviewer know in 30 minutes or 1 hour or 15 minutes, depending on how long the interview is, that you are the best candidate for this. So that entire package is bundled in a 3-layer approach, which is one, we have CV review sessions. Yeah, we teach you on how to create a CV. People think they know how to make CV. Oh Lord. Oh God of heavens. So you see the way I'm behaving right now. Because like I said, I've conducted interviews. You see interviews and your eyes will peel off. You see CVs and your eyes will literally bleed. People think they know how to create CVs, but they don't. They don't know the information to put on their CV. They don't know how to tailor their CV to a job role. They don't know what they are going to write on that CV that will make the recruiter consider them to be an exciting prospect or candidate and invite them for an interview. They don't know how to do that. You just go and bundle create one beautiful CV. You are putting flowers here and there, thinking because it's aesthetics you want to use to attract. No, it's not so. So we know how to what craft CV. So we have other sessions outside your normal training where you are learning about the technical aspects. We also train you on how to create CVs. And two, we teach you how to optimize your LinkedIn. Very important too. So this is very important because by doing this, we've had students that they get reached out to by recruiters. Honestly speaking, constantly, we see it often enough. So you need to have a CV and a LinkedIn that is what very attractive to recruiters, such that when recruiters see your LinkedIn, they feel you are going to be a best candidate and they give you that benefit to call you for an interview. So your LinkedIn has to be what robust. It has to be well packaged. Now, if you want to be working as a what contract person, we also have Upwork optimization where we show you how to brand your Upwork such that you can easily land what contract roles. And also what navigating the job markets. This might seem like a very generic word or sentence or phrase, but it's all about how to look for job openings, when to apply for job openings, how to apply for job openings, where to look for job openings, and so on. So that is the entire idea of navigating the job market. You need to know where to look, how to apply, when to apply, certain little details that can easily be overlooked by others, but will distinguish you in this job search. All right. So we have sessions outside the training. So look at it right now. I'm sure you can see that, honestly speaking, we actually offer a lot of training, a lot of service outside your training that can help you. And I'll tell you, I will hit my hand on my chest and say, if you should take all of our sessions as seriously and sure, listen to what we do, implement it. There's no way you would not see a result. There's no way, for a fact. So you don't want to focus on just the technical aspect and ignore this side of it because you need to land a job. The recruiters are not going to knock on your door and say, come out. We know you are good. Come and take this job. Amazon will pay you 1 million annually. Who do you think you are? No, it's not going to happen. Okay. But anyway, we'll show you how to navigate the job market. All right. And also job interview preparation is a very important one. So you don't want to walk into an interview and from your introduction, you're already, how do I put it now? Making yourself, you're not getting the attention from your introduction. There are ways that you can grab the attention from your introduction. Like they say, they give you that generic question. Tell us about yourself. You can get the attention from that point instead of moving left and right. That I like playing football. Cristiano Ronaldo is my mentor. I also like Kobe Bryant. And oh, yes, I just remembered. I'm a data scientist too. Nah, there are some information that are not necessary. Okay, what I just said is on the extreme anyway, but still, on your technical experience and your professional experience, there are some information that are not necessary. And you need to know how to put your best foot forward in a job interview. You don't want to go there and shoot yourself on the leg. All right? You need to know how to put yourself forward. And also recommendation letter, we give very good recommendation letter. So let's say the recruiter or whoever it is that wants to employ you, they want a recommendation letter from your previous employer. So we can write a robust recommendation letter to them because we know how well we've trained you to be competent in this skill. So we can vouch for your competency in that skill. All right. So with this, you are good to go when it comes to job search. And we also give other things like weekly mentorship session and on-the-job support. So mentorship sessions where alumni come to tell you how they went through the program you are currently going through and how they landed jobs. So you are hearing from them. You get to question them. Oh, what did you do? I'm taking this course right now. I'm on this part of my training right now. What should I be doing? What were you doing at this time? So you see, we're actually giving you a lot of opportunities to position yourself to land a job, honestly speaking. And all it takes is dedication. Show up. And on the job support, you are overwhelmed about the level of tasks you have on the job. So we give you some on the job support to make sure that you're able to blend into your job role. Now, also, we also promise you a job interview 1 month after completing your training with us. 1 job interview minimum, guaranteed. And honestly speaking, that is the least we can do for you because you can actually get a lot more interviews, if you do everything we are going to train you on, you get a lot more, honestly speaking. From if it's not your LinkedIn, it will be your Uptalk, or it will be the job you're applying for via your through your CV or whatnot. Okay, so you need to know all of that, and we guarantee you a minimum of one in job interview. All right, and when you get that job interview, we are going to prepare you one-on-one session, preparing you for that interview, telling you what to do and what not to do, so you don't go and make yourself look like the worst candidate or not the best. You can't afford not to look like the best candidate. Route. So we have some new initiative for 2024, which is our body mentorship hub. So alumni that have gotten jobs, that are choosing career paths, we serve you. We serve as a support system. So they basically mentor you, like I said earlier, on the common calls with you to give you information on how they went through the training and how they did that. So we optimize our internship session. So we have a 2 months internship for data engineering and business analyst. And we also upgraded the complexity of the projects you'll be working on in your internship in other programs, be data science and data analysis. And also, we are also working to partner with recruiting agencies in Canada, US, and other countries. So this is all for your benefits, or for your benefits. Like I said earlier on, it seems impossible until it is done. So let us see some success story. All right. So we'll look at some success stories. I'll play just one testimonial. So like I said, you have this slide. You can play as many as you want. All right. There are a lot. In fact, we can't possibly put down all our success stories here. It will be too much. So just a few of them are here, and a lot more are still here, as you can see. Success stories of people and how they landed jobs. So yeah, let me just go back and retrace my steps. Okay. So I'll just play one right here. All right. So this is it's going to take me to a YouTube page. All right, so forgive my network is a bit slow. So let me know if you can hear her. All right, when it starts playing. Oh, you guys can't hear the video. Okay, hold on, let me stop sharing if that's the case and share again. Please, 1 minute. Okay, I didn't allow the sound. Forgive me. Let me do that again.
Hello everyone, my name is Doreen and I recently got a job as a benefits analyst here in the UK. I've come from a medical background as a pharmacist who is interested in, breaking into tech. My first encounter with analytics was on LinkedIn. I joined one of their masterclass, just one masterclass where a femina spoke, and it just took that masterclass to convince me. I joined in August, and a month after, I got a job. To be honest with you, every information skill that I was able to apply to get that job, I owe it to Tenalytics. Tenalytics did a great job and is still doing a great job. They groom you and nurture you from the cradle till you become confident. So my advice for you, most importantly, is join. Be integrated into a platform that empowers you and allows you to easily get that first job.
Very good. So I'll just play another testimonial so that we hear one more, and let's see.
Hello everyone, My name is Olaguju Benga. I want to share the testimony of how I was able to secure a very good job by the help of Analytics. I was searching for a job for almost 2 years. I came across Analytics on Instagram. I sent a DM and they were helpful. I enrolled in the data analytics course and it was awesome. I learned a lot about Excel, data analytics, Tableau, how to organize data and also to draw insights from data, how to build a dashboard and also to write a report, conclusions of data. So I must say Analytics is the right place to learn how to be a data scientist, how to be a data analyst, how to be an HR analyst and so on like that. They are always around. They have the best hands to take care of your needs when it comes to data. So I enrolled in the course and even during the course I started applying for jobs and I started getting interview calls and they were also available to explain and also give me preparation questions on how to approach these interviews and also to pass them. I was able to secure and even get about 4 offers after all my interview sessions. So I must say that Analytics have really been a great help to me and I was able to secure a job of my dreams, literally. Thank you. Refer people, tell your friends about them, enroll today and the sky is your limit. Thank you so much.
All right. All right. So that's it. So yeah, we're not going to spend much time looking at testimonials. There are actually so many of them. All right. So a lot. And you see people with similar words, coming from similar background as you are, or have had similar issues like you're having, and they were able to transition into the tech space. So please, I want somebody to confirm if you can see the slide. Hope I'm not still showing the YouTube video. Please just confirm. Yes, all I need is one confirmation. If you can. Okay, very good. Thank you, Trust, Marina Trust Limited. Yeah, first one. Anyway, thank you very much. So, yeah, you can go through different testimonials and you see people with similar situations like you are. They had interest, they're looking for jobs, they had zero knowledge. Some, like the first lady said, she's coming from a medical background, totally unrelated from what computer science background and so on. So yeah, you want to go through it. So like I said, fill the attendance form. Very important if you want to get the link to the resources we use for today's session. Okay, and also I noticed some persons asked for my LinkedIn page, so I just sent my colleague just helped me send it to our chats there. You can have my LinkedIn page there and connect. Feel free to connect and so on. Okay, now to those that ask me about the pricing, here it is. All right, this is our pricing package. All right, this is our pricing package, and here you see we offer different how do I put it now? Different payment option. You can make your payments in installments, in 2 installments. So you can pay let's say for a data science program, you can make the first installment of this amount and the second installment of this amount. So this is the pricing we are working with. All right. And I'll show you how we can navigate the payment page and everything you need to know. So basically, like I said, this link is also going to be put on the chat box as well, the main stack link. So you can click on that link if you want to make your payments. When I click on it, it will take me to a page that should look, yeah, so my network is a bit slow. So, but it should take you to a page that should look like this. Oh, sorry, this, okay? Yeah, it should take you to a page that will look like this. Okay, still loading. But the payment page should look like this. So you want to make payments, be it for data science, data analytics, or data engineering, all right? So here you can see the different gateways to pay for different course, data engineering, full stack data science, agile project management, cybersecurity, and so on. All right. Now, mind you, okay, I can close one of these now. These payments are going to be made in dollars. If you are not in Nigeria, it's going to be charged in dollars. If you're in Nigeria, we're going to charge you the Naira equivalent of that dollar. Okay. And as you can see, we are offering a 20% discount towards the early birds. So the first 20 people to pay, remember I said I have a discount for us. So the early birds, you get a what? 20% off. And that 20%, you can secure your slots by either making a first-time installment. Hold on. Yeah, you can connect with me without upgrading to premium. Yeah. So, but anyway, like I said, you can secure your slots without by making that first installment or paying in full. All right. Okay, but however you want to do it, please take note that your second payment has to come afterwards, 1 month into the program. Very important. So when you are 1 month into the program, you have to make that second payment. Okay. So now, how do you go about paying? Let's say you have we have the DA, DE. So let's say you want to pay for the data science. Like I said, if you're in Nigeria, you can pay the Naira equivalent of that dollar. But if you're not in Nigeria, you have to pay in dollars. So all you have to click on register, and it will take you to a page where you can make that registration. But if you are in Nigeria, you can scroll down and see what's Nigeria installment link and click it. And this will take you to the page to pay in Naira. All right? In Naira. But you will also be paying the Naira equivalent of that dollar. So the earlier you pay, the better. All right? The earlier you pay, the better. Secure your slots by making that first in payment or pay in full. Okay? Now, you see the different one-time payment of what? $600 or installments in 2 months or installment in 3 months in dollars, as you can see here. So if you click the Naira option, you will also see the one-time payment of 1.1 million or the installment in 2 months or installment in 3 months payment. So however you want to do it, this is in Naira and this is in what dollar. So pick the option. First, you are picking the program that suits you, and then you are picking the payment option that suits your financial budget. All right. Hope that is clear. So please take notes. You can always reach out to us. We have our links here. See, our phone numbers are here. And we also have emails here that you can use to make inquiries. So please do not I don't want to say miss out in silence because you have questions. You can reach out to anyone and you are just frustrated. You can send us an email or reach out to us on WhatsApp or via phone call. Okay, through these phone numbers. They are always active, and you can also send out an email. Very, very important. Okay, so please, depending on the payment option that suits you, you can do that. And if you want to secure that discount, please make your first payment. All right. So let me see some of the questions that are coming. Yes, I only show the price for this. So let's go to other program right here. So let's say data analytics, for instance. I'll click register for DA, and it will take me to the payments page for DA. All right. So it's that link that actually matters that will take you to that payments page for DA. And here you see what the payments for DA, still the same. All right. So now you know you are paying for the data analytics program. All right. Data engineering, similarly, you can also go to data engineering, click on register for DE. It will take you to that page. All right. So please, this link will be posted on the chat box, of course, the main stack link. Okay. The main stack link is posted on the chat box, and my colleagues are going to be responding to your messages and questions. Please make sure you register for. Did someone just post a screenshot of my page? Okay, you don't need to upgrade to connect with me. That would be weird. I don't think you do. But anyway, so just make sure you fill the feedback form so you get the resources, and you can always access the payments options from our slides here, the payment link, the inquiry information, and so on. Okay, very important. And you can ask your questions right there on the chat box. Okay, you can ask your questions right there on the chat box. So we have a discount currently going on, 20% discount. Like I said, try to secure that slot. Okay, so I'm trying to go through the chat to see if there are any questions so far. All right, so thank you, Elijah, for responding to their questions. So please, 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 I know you want to benefit from this. So please make sure you fill the feedback form, the attendance form rather, and make sure you you can take down the phone numbers right here on the call so that you can always have people to reach out to. And when you fill that information, you will get access to all of this. So the email and everything is right here. So like I said earlier on, it always is impossible until it is done. And we have done it. We have experience. I said, no experience. We have evidence. We have evidence. Enough. If people are getting jobs transitioning, why can't you do the same? Who is telling you that you cannot do the same? We are doing this a lot, and we, honestly speaking, we can't even post all our testimonials here because there are so many. Down to of recent, students are still getting jobs. Okay, so please make sure you would become a beneficiary of this program and don't miss out. If you're in the UK, Canada, Nigeria, wherever it is you are, we can help you, train you, and help you land a job. So I think, yeah. So Abdul Rashid is a data scientist and is in Nigeria and is currently working for a US company, as you can see. So it's this stuff, they happen, all right? It happens. We know how to help you to do that. We know how to help you navigate that job market, all right? So achievement to date, we have over 2,000 people towards transition and land a job. So are you ready to gain premier technologies? What are you waiting for? Come and sign up for our 10 Analytics program. All right. So I see our next cohort is going to start on the 2nd of November. So the first week of November is the cohort. So if you want to register for that program and actually learn not just how the technical skills, but also how to navigate the job market, is best you pay for it. Okay, so what a live class on Saturday and Sunday. What if the students cannot join due to circumstances like work? Yeah, very good. So we have situations that accounts for that. For instance, every live class is recorded. In fact, every session you have with analytics is recorded, and you have lifetime access to this recording. Yeah, for life. Both the Watch Me Do It video and your live classes. You have lifetime access to this recording. So if, say, for any unforeseen circumstance, you cannot attend the class, you miss out on the class, like work and so on. Of course, the sessions are going to be recorded, and we'll make sure you watch the recording, and you can also contact your facilitator. You have direct contact with the trainer or facilitator to ask questions, okay? Yeah, what are the chances of assurance? Of course, getting a remote job it's something that is achievable irrespective of where you live. So it's all about, one, like we said earlier on, knowing the technical aspects, and to know when to look for this job, where to look for this job, when to apply, how to package your CV, how to what. So it's all about, that's all about, it's information. Information is key. What is differentiating someone that hasn't gotten a job from someone that has, most of the time, is the information they don't know. Information regarding what you are doing wrong on your CV, what you are doing wrong on your job search, and things like that. Okay, so it's all about information, and we know how to get this information for you. We often, even sometimes, we even go to source for job openings for you to apply for. Okay, so we have this information that we give to you. All right, so you're in the UK. Will I be assisted? Come, UK, we've hacked the UK system, if that's where you want to go to. Okay, so if you check out, we have too many persons, like way too many persons that are getting job in UK, Canada, US, and Nigeria. So wherever it is you are, honestly speaking, we understand the job market. So that is not a problem. Okay, jobs that will give you visa sponsorship and so on. Yeah, so that is absolutely what we offer. Okay, so that is not a challenge at all. I don't know how else to put it to let you understand that that's not even a challenge at all. Okay, so my colleagues are doing well to respond to our job questions, and I like that. Okay, all right. So the discount is for the first 20%, basically. So if you want to secure your spot for that discount, just try as much as you can to yeah, and we also give you some information about the dates that discount is going to elapse, 25th. Okay, and also please let the discount should be extended. Yeah, so we can't give discount to everyone, but we'll try our best to accommodate as much persons as we can. So do your best to secure it by making either that first instrumental payment or paying in full to secure that discount. All right. Let me go back to the payment. Yeah. So you can make that first payment to secure your slot for the discount. Okay. All right. Any other question? Okay. So my colleagues are responding to the question. All right. All right. So please send the form back. Please send the form back to the comment section so that they can fill the attendance form. Is very important, so you can get information on how to contact us, if the resource we use today, and you're not left out just after the session ends. Okay. All right. So send for Elijah, you can help me send the attendance form. Yeah, and the main stack link. Okay, so you have all the information you need. Yeah, so this session is recorded, as you can see. If you didn't follow through from the start, it's recorded. That's why I'm asking you to fill the attendance form so you can get access to the recordings and you'll be able to watch it from start to finish at your own pace. All right? At your own pace. Okay? So any more questions before we round off? Any more questions? Let me scroll up to see. Okay, I didn't miss out on any question, I think. All right. So yeah, we have a lot of Nigerians that get jobs as well. We have a lot of Nigerians. If you're in Nigeria, I'm currently residing in Nigeria. So we have enough trainers and facilitators that understand the market in Nigeria as well. Okay, so getting a remote job, a hybrid job, we will advise you not to limit yourself to remote roles only. You can get a hybrid job in Nigeria, and you can even get jobs, completely remote jobs that foreign jobs can also work in Nigeria as well. That is something we help people do constantly. All right. So you see the information we give on a day-to-day. Jobs that can even take you out of Nigeria. Jobs that can grant you that what sponsorship you are looking for. Okay. So wherever it is, wherever you want to apply, where to look for it. And we even constantly send what job adverts to you, fresh adverts. The moment they are coming out, we're sending it to you so that you're not applying late, and tell you how to apply to it and things like that. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to be able to contact us after this session, please just take the email or the phone number and you can ask any question you want to ask, so that when the session ends, you can always reach out to us about the discount. Yeah. Okay. Very, very good. All right. So I want to know how what we talked about, the training for today, the exercise for today. So what do you think about the exercise? If you actually enjoyed the discussion we had about the different roles, their skills, responsibilities, if you had an interesting time, you can send it to the chat box. I'll see. Okay. Very good, very good. All right. So thank you guys for joining today. All right. So please do not fail to reach out to us if you have any more question. All right. Thank you guys. And please sign up for our program. Nice meeting you, Francis. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you in class. Okay. Have a lovely night rest, everyone.